Hey everyone, my name is Sean Cecil from the Oculus Institute, and today we're doing the third layer in the pyramid of career freedom, which is striving. Okay, so we've come a long way, right? Most people, the vast majority of society, are either in those struggling or surviving buckets that we talked about on the two previous videos. Now, we're talking about the striving bucket. Hopefully, I'm talking to you. If not, hopefully this is at least something to aspire to, right? Because people who are striving are doing pretty well, right? They're in a situation where their career is potentially unfulfilling, but normally if it's unfulfilling, it's easy and it's paying well and giving them a pretty good lifestyle. Or it's a bridge career where it's something that they're actually enjoying. It may not be something they can do until they retire, but it's something that they're enjoying for the moment, right? They're in a place where they generally feel good about that. Right? Financially, they're definitely in a place of financial security. And not just, hey, listen, I can get by financial security, but they can live a good upper middle class life. And so this is why they may be like, hey, listen, my job's not fulfilling, but I only work 30 hours a week and I get paid 6 figures a year. So I was like, that's a kind of striving mentality. And then internally, they tend to be in the blocked level. So the blocked mindset, which means that in most areas of their life, they can go and they can knock stuff out and they can solve problems. There are a couple areas of their life though, where they run into a couple blocks that are generally long-standing, generally like deep stuff that maybe it holds them back in their weight, or maybe it's their romantic relationships or whatever it is. But generally they're doing well. There's just a couple things that are really holding them back. And so what's animating the life of somebody who's striving is actually their own drive. Right? They're not running from anxiety. They're not following the rules of other people. Like they have a spark. They're trying to go and achieve stuff. And so that's a great place to be, right? As I said, we've moved up the pyramid. We're in a better spot. But it can still get better. And if you're somebody who's got drive, you're not the kind of person who wants to give up on that. And so what normally keeps people stuck in striving is they have this belief that, hey, listen, I've done so well compared to where I was or compared to these other people. This is good enough, right? This is about as good as it gets, right? I guess it could be better, but that's a lot. I mean, I've already done so well, right? I've come so far, right? And it's this complacency that keeps them trapped. Whereas the truth is that if you've got that drive and you put out more of it, it doesn't take away from you, it adds to you. When you have something that inspires you, right? Going out there and going outside of your comfort zone isn't a bad thing. Going outside of your comfort zone it provides you fuel. It provides you growth. It provides you strength, right? And that only comes when you can step out of that complacency and you can put aside just wanting to be comfortable because you've got the comfort, but there's so much more to life than comfort. And the people with the most vitality are the people who aren't looking to be comfortable. They're looking for eudaimonia, right? Not hedonia. So hedonia is, comfort, physical pleasure, everything's okay, all that surface level happiness stuff. Eudaimonia is deep fulfillment. Eudaimonia is a flourishing on many levels. It's where you're willing to do the hard work because of the growth that it brings for that growth's own sake. And that's the transition that helps people go from striving to the final layer of the pyramid. So if you are in the striving bucket, what are the tools that you're going to want to use internally to enable this? One, you're going to want to keep using the NLP. NLP is a really powerful tool, right? And so by this point, you've really probably incorporated a lot of the positive psychology stuff. It's still great to have, a little ritual every morning. I have all my clients do that no matter what level they're at. But a lot of the work is going to be on some of the deeper NLP stuff, really getting good with that metacognition, and then moving into the esoteric work. So the esoteric work is something that I specialize in. It's the highest level of internal work. Some of it is very, very old, thousands of years in many cases. But this is where you're really stepping outside of the perspective of the mind. You're taking the metacognition not just from, hey, this is an element of my mind analyzing other elements of my mind, to where you're actually moving to the level of the soul or the awareness, which fundamentally you say, hey, I am not my thoughts. I am not my emotions, right? Instead of, because like metacognition and NLP is, oh, this is the way I think. There's still an identification. Once you get into the esoteric work, you say, oh, this is the way the mind thinks. Or you even refer to yourself in the third person. This is the way Sean thinks. And you realize that you are not this mind and this body. You're the programmer behind that. I always like to say, the body is like the metal of a robot, and the mind is the software of the robot. The soul is the programmer, right? It decides what is true and what is valuable. That's it. Everything else is executed below on its orders. But most people aren't conscious of this. They don't see, themselves as a soul piloting a human, right? I see myself as a soul piloting a human. And I know that seems strange, but like that's the kind of stuff that you get into with the esoteric work and the deeper structures of that. That's what allows you to transcend the very inbuilt instincts that seek hedonia, that seek comfort, that seek pleasure, and move to embracing that deeper, more powerful part, that spiritual vitality, that radiance that you see in some very charismatic people. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If there's something that resonated with you, maybe a new connection that you made or some information that shifted your perspective, if you found value here, then I want to give you one last gift. So I've put together a free diagnostic that I call a checkup with the career doctor. Short list of questions, and as you answer them, it's going to give you a readout of where you stand on the important metrics of career fulfillment, right? How happy are you with your job and how good a fit is it? Right? Financial success, which we all know, and then internal alignment, which is your level of inner peace and the inner resources that you have to bring to creating the life that you want. Additionally, it's also going to show you which areas you can improve on to get those metrics moving in the right direction, as well as how can we at the Oculus Institute help you make progress. So it's totally free, 100%. All you have to do is just go to www.oculusinstitute.com/purpose quiz, right? No spaces, no dashes, just oculusinstitute.com. That's OCULUSINSTITUTE.com/purpose quiz. And you can take it totally for free. You'll get a free report sent to you. And then at the end, it will give you some next steps of what you can do to reach out so that we can help you create the career of your dreams.